What can you do to make yourself better? Let's take a step back. The first question is, why would you want to improve yourself at all? The answer is likely so that you suffer less than you need to, and maybe others around you won't have to suffer as much either. It's something like that. At the core, there's a real reason here. It's not just some casual self-help advice. If you don't get your life in order, it will cost you, and in a big way. The people around you will feel it too. You might say, I don't care about that, but in reality you do. If you're in pain, you definitely care, even if it's just to avoid that pain. When someone's in extreme pain, they rarely think, it wouldn't matter if I wasn't feeling this. Pain itself often brings the thought that life would be better if it didn't exist. This is undeniable. So by sorting yourself out, you can avoid adding unnecessary suffering to your life and the lives of others. Then the next question becomes, how can you start getting your life in order? The answer is simple, and it's an approach based on experience. Start by noticing things around you that bother you and see if you can do something to fix them. Let's say you're sitting in a room. It can be a fun experiment. Sit there and ask yourself, if I wanted to spend 10 minutes making this room better, what would I do? Approach it as a genuine question, not a command. You might notice little things, like a messy stack of papers or dust in the corners. There could be trash piled up behind the computer that you've ignored for months. The room would be slightly better with less dust and tangled cables. By really paying attention to your surroundings, you'll find all kinds of small things that you can fix. In fact, if you came to me for therapy, the first thing I'd likely suggest is organizing your room. You might wonder, is that even therapy? Well, it depends on how you view the boundaries of yourself. I'd say begin where you can. If something presents itself as in need of repair, and it's something you can fix, then why not fix it? Make 100 small improvements like this, and your life will be different. I often tell people to focus on things they do every day. These small routines, brushing your teeth, having breakfast, make up about half of your life, and people often overlook their importance. But these routines are actually the most important parts of your day. They may seem trivial, but they're fundamental. Every little improvement you make in these areas means less clutter and fewer issues waiting to trip you up. This concept connects with Jung's idea of bringing order to the things around you. Once your thoughts and emotions are aligned, you can start extending your efforts to improve the things beyond your immediate self. Sometimes, though, you won't know how to address certain issues. Imagine walking down the street and seeing someone in desperate circumstances, like an alcoholic who's been homeless for years. You might wish you could help, but it's unlikely you'd know how to fix that situation. In such cases, it's important to recognize your limits and find something else you can handle. Just because a problem exists doesn't mean you're equipped to solve it right there and then. You need humility. You don't try to fix a broken helicopter if you know nothing about helicopters. You stay within your skills and focus on things you can realistically improve. It's an interesting exercise. I often suggest people start with their own space because it's something they can act on immediately. Take a moment, sit down, and think, how can I make this space better in half an hour? If you genuinely aim to improve, your mind will start pointing out things you can adjust. That's how we see things in the first place. We notice what we aim at. One classic example is the video where you're told to focus on basketball players passing the ball, and a person in a gorilla suit walks through the scene unnoticed. If you spent years thinking about that video, it wouldn't be too much. It shows that you truly see what you aim at. This lesson, if understood, is one of the most valuable things you can learn. You see what you aim at. From this, you might conclude that it's crucial to be careful about your aims. What you focus on shapes how the world presents itself to you. If everything around you seems negative, it's worth asking if you're aiming at the right things. This doesn't mean all problems are due to wrong aims. People face hardships, illnesses, and accidents beyond their control. But questioning our aims is still worthwhile.